Hey everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. Thanks for coming by. So far, Diane is in the chat and it shows two other people. One of them may be me. I don't know. But hey, Aussie, welcome back. Thanks for coming by. Um, as you I don't know if y'all know, but Amy is does Good Morning UFO in the early mornings, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on her show. Link in the channel below. Hey Rachel, welcome everybody. Hey, Robot Jim. Now everyone's here. Okay. Aussie Boss is here. We got everybody. All right. The whole team. But yeah, I was on Amy's show and it was fun. Amy has a really good way to keep me on track. And she stays on topic very well. Shout out. So I'm going to bring up her video if I'm able to. I might have to end up doing stills and yeah, stills are okay. By the way, she just had part of her video had to be taken down from YouTube. Oh wow. This is cool. Um she had to have part of her video only on YouTube and it looks like there's some. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Operation Shutdown and Joe Stewart, Tim, DJ Wardove. Hey, y'all. But she had to edit it because there was a copyright claim on part of it. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, now it is supposed to be a black screen right now. I think. Nope. Let's see if it will play. There I don't think there will be any sound, but this is the beginning of her show. I came on later and we were talking conspiracy. This was part. I don't know how it's still up. This was copyright claimed against her. There's probably no sound on this, okay? But I have it turned up. But you don't need to hear the sound on this. There's nothing important sound, yeah. And then it was the intro. I'm going to go to this part. She's describing it, and section 47 was over there saying the driver didn't, but there is evidence here. Let's see here, whatever here and there. As she's talking, as I have no audio, so unless there is audio and I don't know about it. Yeah, we had fun. Amy keeps me on track, right? Okay, what's going on with that? Archival, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just remove that because it's not working. It didn't work. Archival footage that somebody tried to claim. Oh, archival footage. Right. Trick the robots. Hey, Raven. I thought I saw Raven in here. Okay, well, must have got past me. But okay, right. Trick the robots. I'm learning all about tricking the robots since I got this Amazon device. By the way, had one incident so far. It was not a big one. I was laying down and I heard a boy and a girl talking, like younger people, not kids, but a boy and a girl talking, a guy and a girl talking. And it was as if they were walking away and their voices were getting a little more um lower and lower. So, yeah, that happened. I'm working on it. I'm observing. I'm all the time saying, "Alexa, is everything okay?"
As far as I can tell, I'm working. If you're experiencing trouble, please give feedback through the Alexa app.
All right. Yeah, it talks. And it's interesting because here's the thing about having a digital spy in your house that you are aware of. You can give it what you want it to have. It's just the way it is. And it's been flashing yellow or orange all day, and I am not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, I went on Amy's show, and she had me. Oh man, these are not topics I usually talk about. JFK, 9/11, and we went over the heating of steel beams. And okay, that was one thing I really wanted to go back over was steel beams. I had my numbers wrong. For y'all that were paying attention, yeah, I had my numbers wrong. It wasn't 7,000 degrees, it's 2,000 degrees. Sorry. Big whoop. It's a clerical error at that point. Okay. But steel beams, the temperature that they melt at, I had wrong. But airplanes don't burn rocket fuel or don't burn jet fuel at 2,000. They wouldn't survive. They're made of sheet metal and aluminum. Okay. So yeah, that I'm not going to dwell on 9/11 because, well, I don't want all the people coming down on me for for being a conspiracy theorist, which I don't think I'm a conspiracist if they're true. Okay? And yeah, but steel does not melt, okay, at that temperature. And somebody did a demonstration of them moving back and forth. Well, that's one piece of steel, okay? When you have a lattice structure, buildings are not held up with one piece of steel if they have the steel in them. They have crisscrossing, hatchwork, all kinds of stuff to defeat earthquakes as well as heat, right? I'm going to just leave that there. So I hope you can take it and run with it because I am. Because I know, and I was texting Amy through her show that time. The government is corrupt. Tell me something I don't know, not news. Joe's saying, yeah, that's what happens to most of us that come on the show. We hear sounds of voices. Yep. Yep. And what are you going to do? They're there one way or another. Hey, Joe. But so far, that's about the sounds of voices. All I got is so far that, right? Nothing else yet. I've asked you the weather, what time is it, set an alarm, blah, 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 that the little personal assistant stuff. I'm not going to have it buying stuff. It'll make me buy the most expensive thing on Amazon. I'll have the Chinese F-150. I've got coffee right now. And something else we talked about over there. We talked about the 9/11, which was the headline thing that we talked about. Then we talked about JFK and why the footage has never been shown. Well, this is part, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is part of Luna's initiative to go through, document, or rather publish all the stuff about JFK, right? And I don't see JFK. It's being used as a smokescreen. I really do, because the biggest thing JFK was into that everybody wants to stop talking about is that he was talking to Russia to release all the government, well, now UAP, but UFO encounters, right? And I really do think that all of this is a smokescreen to look over here, don't look over there, don't look at the UFO file. But 2 years ago, Dark Journalist covered this, and he covered it. He went way deep about Maryland, about JFK, RFK, the UFO file, colluding. They love to use that word. The media, they love to use that word. Colluding with Russia. But it's not colluding. It's not collusion, right? they were working on, they wanted to release the UFO file, but it seems like there was some kind of other directive happening that made them want to silence anything about the UFO file. And looking back, well, we can't know what would have happened, right? We cannot know that. We just can't. And it seems that there's so much going through my head ever since that day, right? It seems that if something had happened, we weren't all on the same sheet of music at the time. Now, I've been talking about this to other people around every week or all week, is we're now closer to being on the same sheet of music, to where the majority of people, wherever they are, I'm talking worldwide. Okay, now it doesn't take skirmishes and battles and shooting wars to get us in line in one country. Okay, now what's going on in Russia and Ukraine may be telltale. What's going on in the Middle East may be telltale. They may be using those two conflicts to get people on the same sheet of music. In a manner of speaking, I know you're like, whoa, same sheet of music, they're killing each other. That's a sheet of music. And they get you get treated a certain way when you're in a certain mindset. But us, what have we had? We've had plagues. We've had the whole plagues, famine, the economic reset, shortages, all this stuff to get us on the same sheet of music. Say, oh, government, please help us now. And now that we're more or less on the same sheet of music, right? We're getting ready. Okay, people say disclosure is about to happen. I don't think so. I think this is still slow drip. I do like that slow drip disclosure. I have to say I like that term. And what I bet we're going to see technology unveiling for the general public. Technology unveiling. And man, we're going to have a few things that say scientists have developed. Well, any scientific development is at least 50 years old. All right. When it makes it to us, it's going to be 50 years old. But I think that's the next things we're going to see are scientific developments. And Tim is saying they're all fighting over real estate. Yeah. They say they are. I think it's, I don't know. I think that's part of the smoke screen, you know? And I say, pick your flavor of technology pocket spy while you can. Yep. So far in here, I've got Google, Siri, Bing. I don't know how many of these droids are looking at me. I got, what I didn't show y'all was donations to the show. This is what it bought. It's another spy, probably. It's probably another spy. It's Bluetooth camera, face tracker, right? You screw it down to the tripod, you put your phone there, and you do your fancy blogging, and it moves left and right. I get an idea for this, but I take this off of the tripod to put the webcam up, and I keep this on it just in case I need it, which, let's face it, I don't do that kind of blog, but I keep it on it because it's easier it rolls around, it doesn't stack well, it knocks over, put it on, and it works good. But this donations to the show made this happen, right? And not only did I get this, I got two of them because something about, the trail cam videos. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but this is all update. The trail cam videos, it's a static camera. I'm going to try to waterproof one of these, the other one, put the trail cam on it and have it track. Because, see, it can see in infrared what we can't see, and it can see in other spectrum what it can't record. So if it starts to move, then it sees a face. And that camera is independent of whatever's sitting on top of it. So I think it's going to be pretty damn interesting. So I've got yet another digital spy. I keep it turned off, but who knows if that even is true. It's off. So yeah, that I forgot last week I was wound up, right? And well, as far as the Alexa goes, I want to build a little robot body for it. I might mod this thing. This is one I haven't showed yet. It's a stunt car dog, right? I might mod this thing to hold the Alexa, put a 12-volt battery back here with it because it's 12 volts. Anyway, enough of the toys, right? That was some stuff I bought from probably Temu. Okay. Let me adjust my angle a little bit. All right. But got some tech working. So I've got all the digital spies and I tell them what I want them to know. I'm still waiting for ghost stuff to come through. It hasn't yet. I'm still waiting for it. Right. IR is really one of the best spectrums to play around with. Things that can see it are looking through the objects they are observing. Yeah. And they can see when no one else can see. Both of the I have a small still trail cam. They're both infrared. The big one is in by the cemetery. But okay, running back to Amy's show that day, right? Okay. So if the spies want to find me, they know how to get a hold of me. All these devices, you know how to do it. Clamp in and start talking, y'all. But I do believe the UFO file is the big thing, but I don't think there's going to be disclosure no time soon. Maybe 40 years, right? Maybe just looking at the timeline of things that have happened, maybe 40 years, because we had the end of World War II, Antarctica, and then Roswell. You know, Antarctica and Roswell happened practically at the same time, practically weeks apart, months apart. And then you had all the science start happening. The space program began shortly thereafter. And all these things started happening. So look from Antarctica, the end of World War II, basically, 1930, 1942, I believe, 43. Speed up 40 years. The 80s happened. Okay. Now speed up 40 years from there, and we are here. It's crazy that it's almost. No, it is 40 years. Speed up 40 years, we're here. This is the time of change. In the 80s was a big time of change. That's when a lot of the safety codes, OSHA, and food safety, a lot of stuff started getting revamped, and it's finally done. Now it's time to do some more stuff. 40 years. People say it's an 80-year cycle. It is not. It's a 40-year cycle. It's two 40-year cycles to do a complete 80. Aussie is showing me the flashing green light. Please like and subscribe if you're here. You're quantum. Yes, thank you, Aussie. Keeping me on track, bossy Aussie. Or Aussie boss, sorry. And oh, DJ is saying the CIA is out by the church, clamping in a van, bring them a pizza. They're underpaid and starved. Yeah. But we got mad pizza places around here. They're like all factory, no good ones. They're all gross, but they're all like Domino's and Little Caesars. I call them factory pizza. But yeah, if you ever see a black van that is appears to be spying on you, if you think it's you, if you think it's your neighbor, just let it go, right? But if you think it's you, then go to Uber Eats and tell them to deliver food there, and have them deliver food there and say with a note, thanks for your service. Don't go out there yourself, have it delivered, because they don't want their jig to be up, right? Because you don't want them to get in trouble. I mean, they're just plebs doing a job just like all of us. Yeah, I have not had too much spirit activity lately. Of course, there's somebody who came in playing last night with the toys, which is expected. I tell them every night, go in the other room. Take it and go in the other room. I have not taken a look at the trail cam, but going back to the UFO file, right? We have the end of World War II to the 80s, and a lot of stuff changed in the 80s. That's why we're referring back to it like, wow, what a great time the 80s was it? And then, well, it was. Let me just say that it was. So the best music came out starting in the 80s for a long time. And then skip ahead 40 more years, we're here now. We're 40 years ahead of the 80s. And what things are changing? Automotive is changing. We're going to hybrid electric, which is, let me tell you, it's a bumpy road. Where more people are looking at self-sustainability. Okay. I highly urge everyone to look into self-medicines, not self-medication, but medicines that you can make your own, right? Like I've got books over here on foraging, and not things to eat, but things to fix yourself, right? Like if you have an infection, if you have a cut, or if you have even a broken bone, how to build a splint. Wow, I've got a book for that, right? It's not a medical book. I'm not medical. Don't depend on the man. The man only wants you for as good as you're good for him, So I'm still looking at, I know I've been given the green light, but this project is not proceeded yet. There are steps that need to be taken, and before I can get back on that project. But I don't have any kind of facilities to do any kind of. I don't even have an operable garage or shop, and I got one bin to take stuff out of my room down there. It didn't even take a dent out of this. That's okay. Okay. Talking about the 40-year thing. Right. But yeah, things are changing a lot. The way we're doing social servicing is changing, right? Lots of reforms. We just got another president and administration. That's going to bring a lot of change. I'm really hoping for good change, right? And more, I don't know, self-sustainability is a big thing for me. It really is. Energy, meaning oil, meaning I don't think we need it, right? I don't think we should be so dependent on it, on one thing. Single point of failure? Come on. That's it. Single point of failure is a bad way to be. If one thing stops working, the whole operation goes down. What good is that? You want to have redundancy. I mean, this is networking 101. Not even 101. It's networking page 1. Redundancy, page 1. Okay, it's not page 1. Might be page 3, but it says it on all 3 pages. And okay, uh, the gas prices are so up and down. Uh, uh, I've had a lot of stuff thinking about. And then there's the spiritual connection and psionics. Okay. Psionics is nothing new. It's a new buzzword for the muggles. I tried to have notes. Look what I come up with, right? There's so much going on right now, and there really is. And it's just, there's always a lot going on. It's just not in the forefront. Now it's at the forefront. We got new whistleblowers. We got people coming out who've never come out before. Chris O'Leary, he's one. We've got all these military folks, and now Tim Burchett is starting to say that Jake Barber is a plant. Well, shout out Tim Burchett. Tim, Mr. Burchett, listen, they're all plants. They're all being manipulated. Okay. You are removed from that. This is a message to Tim Burchett, right? Somebody tag him. He may or may watch it. I don't know. Everyone in the UFO field of things is being manipulated to some extent. Either they're doing it directly or being maneuvered into position by the activities around them, by the acts of other people around them. Yeah, he's a plant, just like Elizondo and Grush and well, all the mainstream ufology people, UAP people that say they're coming to you, Jason Sands, they're all being maneuvered into place by some kind of mastermind. I am not trying to get into that, right? That's it. And yeah, they're all plants. And be careful that you're not being maneuvered as well. I was in the military. I was maneuvered in the most expertly of ways. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just doing it. They put me where they wanted me, and they trusted me to act the way I was going to accordingly, and they were right, and it worked. It was, I don't know if they're, it screams of the the psychic programs of the 60s and 70s. Right. It just screams of that. I'm getting all kinds of messages on my phone, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Sorry to be leaning into the camera. Okay. Oh, Amy says, yes, I want to. Well, this is on Twitter, X, whatever. I said, keep it up on Rumble. They won't take it down there. Hopefully not. She liked hearing that. And well, yeah. Okay. Cool. Looks like she's covering right now on Twitter ancient rock carvings. Yep, ancient rock carvings. Good morning, UFO. She may not know it, but she's live right now. Yeah. Amy is good people, let me tell you. Amy is really good people. So I did not know I was going to go on that day, and it was good. And so far, my main thing is I don't want to look like an idiot. And a point to that is I got the numbers wrong for the steel beams thing, right? And I didn't watch that video particularly specifically, but I did watch other videos showing the debunk. And okay, if the fuel burns so hot like that, we wouldn't be able to use it in an aluminum airplane. And oh, one thing I come up with, this is out of left field, right? Sorry, but it came up to me, and me and Raven were talking also. I talked to Raven right after I got off with Amy on her show, right? we got to talking about some YouTube stuff. And I saw a video about the crystal skulls. There's only one that is worthy of looking at, and that's the Mitchell Hedges crystal skull, right? And they said, "Oh, check it out." Now this is just crazy to me. They found tool marks while looking at the crystal skull using an electron microscope. Okay, so they found tool marks after using an electron microscope. What tool do we own that cannot be detected unless you use an electron microscope? Anybody in the chat? I know there's a delay, but the other ones are obvious chisel and scraping but what tool do we have as a society, as any society that's on the planet right now? What tool do we have? Right, lasers. They said it was made in 1830, 1920, whatever. Who had lasers back then to make a crystal skull? I don't think that they call that a debunk. How was that a debunk, right? Hey, I didn't even have to answer it. Tim said it, and now Raven's saying it. Yeah, lasers. Who had lasers? That is not a debunk. What makes that a debunk? And they can't make a crystal skull now. I was going off on a tangent with Raven the other day. Okay, high pressure water. Good job. Who had high pressure water back then and the ability to shape crystal and the ability to make something like a crystal skull? These answers are self-defeating, right? I mean, yes, high pressure water is a great cutting tool when you know what you're doing. I could cut crystal with high pressure water. I mean, it's feasible. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but it's feasible. But the crystal skull, the Mitchell Hedges, it's too perfect. It's too good to have been made by, let's say they did one in the 1930s. By the way, nobody was cutting with water in the 1930s that I'm aware of. And let's say they did it, though. They can't make a crystal skull because the grain of the crystal is where it needs to be. It doesn't have crosshatches and it doesn't have imperfections. It is literally a perfect crystal. It appears to be grown like that. And yeah, but the fact that it took an electron microscope to find tool marks is not debunked. That's not a debunk, okay? So that's what I was bringing up. I watched this thing about it, and it was, I believe it was on Y-Files. So fail on Y-Files. You didn't look it up, but what kind of tool makes? Who had lasers? Who had lasers back then? So the crystal skulls, there was a story made up about it, but we don't know the real story in that case because nobody had the tools to make the Mitchell, the real crystal skull back in the day. The Mitchell Hedges, nobody had the tools to make it. Now we do. We can probably, hell, go on Temu and find some laser cut crystal skulls, but they're not going to be as good. And they're also going to be that big. Yeah. They're very hard. They're hard to make now. If you go and get a jade cast made of a crystal skull, you're going to get so many imperfections. You have to have jump through so many hoops to get that mold right. And then you got to get rid of the mold lines. And it's just it's really hard to do. Working with crystal is hard to do, to end up with something like that. Make it look like cast plastic, you know? It's like finding a computer in the desert buried under 6,000 years of sand. Let me amend add to, append that statement. Like finding a computer in the desert under 6,000 years of sand. That's what it's like. Wait a minute. Antikythera device much? Yeah. Yeah. We're going all over the place today. I don't even care. We're going all over the place today because it has been such a crazy week. And every now and again, I will try to talk to muggles out there about this stuff, right? About the quantum realm stuff, ufology, technology, and they're just not geared for it. Okay. A lot of people are not geared for it. They all start saying stuff like, well, that's my opinion. I'm like, I don't care. And you shouldn't either care about an opinion from any place. It should be, what can we do if we really put our minds to it? You know, not an opinion. I don't really have opinions on here, but every time I go looking for something, everybody has an opinion based on not fact, based on feelings. Now, I will be the last one to discount something based on a feeling, empathy, right? However, not everybody's got this X-Men ability to use empathy like eye blasters, right? I'm getting better at it. I'm doing it a lot. But Luna, I really like Luna, not because she's a pretty lady, because she's smart to the point. Luna Mace forever. Okay, they both want aliens, and that's awesome. I like that. Tim signs the papers. Tim Burchett, not our Tim. Our Tim does a lot more than sign papers. Okay, but Tim Burchett, he signs the papers for Miss Luna. Miss Mace goes at things with a bulldozer, and I love her. So those people are on our side as far as disclosure goes. I'm sorry, I don't see disclosure happening, but maybe they'll get us some cool tech. Maybe I won't have to be the one to do the Mercury project. Maybe they'll get somebody else to do the Mercury project, and they'll get better at it. I heard something. I was listening to some YouTube shows earlier. David Wilcox. The flying car that never happened. Give him the Mercury project. Let him do that. He's already got the shop, the people, the budget. Yeah, because a bunch of ufologists paid him. They took all that money and didn't come up with nothing. And earlier tonight, I was looking at Rich over at GUFON, and he was talking about nobody can be trusted in mainstream ufology. That's true. Nobody can be trusted. Everybody's got some kind of a narrative, some kind of an angle, something they want to sell. There's always a book. Okay, shout out White Files. There's always a book. There's always something that I bought a t-shirt. Was that the angle? I bought a Nancy Mace t-shirt. And yeah, just I go with what I'm looking at, not what's coming to me through the computer, but what I have written letters to all these people, okay? Not the ufologists. They don't care. They're like people who got a loan from somebody who's telling them what to do now. A lot of these, not a lot of them, not the mainstream ones, right? Not Amy, not Rich, not us. We're the ones, Amy, Rich, and us. We're the ones that are like, you know what? We know what's going on. You're not fooling us. You're going to make laws, whatever. Give me my Alexa and let me go home. It keeps wanting to answer. Oh, Amy was telling me about, actually, this was on the show. She was saying that she was in this room full of this coffee shop with 60 people in it, and there's a UFO event happening there. They're hosting it. And these people come in, and this she said a mother and her daughter brought in. The daughter was wearing a NASA t-shirt, and Amy made a common ufology joke, a common in our circle joke. You know what NASA stands for? Never a straight answer. And the mother was like, "What are you? Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I was like, she was in all the people were alien people, except like a handful of people going and getting their regular coffee. And they were trying to make them seem like crazy ones. Guess what? You're in the wrong place, lady. If you want to be the not crazy one in a room full of UFO loving people, okay? You're in the wrong area. I'm sure they had something announcing that there's going to be an event, and they should expect that kind of thing. I hope I take it with me when I run across things like that, or when I walk into a room full of muggles, Costco, Kroger, I am the alien, and they don't know. They're like looking at me like, who's that guy? He's wearing this T-shirt, and he's got that pen, and he's got this coffee cup, and he's walking like he owns the world. Oh my god, who's this dude? It really is. Mm. Right. Tim is saying, I am often afraid of being a player one syndrome victim, but muggles be real by whatever name you call them. Yep. Yep. The non player characters. Don't be the non player character. At least be a character in your own game. You know what I mean? Be a character in your own game. I got to be an NPC at some point. I call it my muggle life. And hey, Monty, yeah. You know what? Aliens. Heck yeah. I try to be a main player in my game, and I define the game. I say it sounds like a joke, but I kind of really do it. And people are put off by it or they really dig it. You know, it's hot or cold at that point. They either the ones that don't like it just walk away. And the ones that really get into it, I tell them about the show, I tell them about us, I tell them about my awesome crowd, I tell them about the people I'm affiliated. Yeah, right. I tell them about the people I buy mugs from. And uh they really like it, but it's kind of like a fanboy type thing, right? And then I break out the pink hat. No, I don't do that. Joe is saying most people that we try to explain our abilities, sensibilities, perceptions, all that are like, huh, that's why I keep it to, or like, here's what he means by huh. That's what he means by huh. That's why I keep it to myself, says Joe. Yeah, I don't keep it to myself. I want everyone to know. I want everybody to know. I've got, I need some more stickers, some more graphics, because the days of muggledom running things, y'all, it's over. It's just it's coming to that's what the big disclosure is. That's what it's going to be. The people who are advanced up here are starting to really shine because they're all failing. All the muggle systems are failing, and it's time for us to step up. Not because we want to, because we have to. We really do. No one's going to do it. You know, buy local, shop and buy local. That's one way to do it. And get to know your shop owners like locally. You know, like the ones I talk to mostly are local auto mechanics. Do not go to these big chain places. They don't care. If your car doesn't fit the book, they will make your car fit the book, even if you like air filters. Oh, worst. Worst things ever. Okay. If they see a fancy air filter, they're like, oh, I don't know how to work on this car. Give me a break, dude. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to bust out who this person was, but I went to do the courtesy check on my car at Take 5. New guy. I have a 4-cylinder. That means I have one valve cover and one valve cover gasket. Okay. The kid said, "Hey, your back valve cover is leaking." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, you know how you have the one in the front and the one in the back?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." I do not have a front and back valve cover. I've got a valve cover. And the gasket is leaking. I just got to replace. It's old. I need to go in there with a stick and a rag. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I do my at least it's fun, right? You know what? You're here, you're quantum, you're not out getting in trouble. Um and it might be funny at the moment, who knows? So, yeah, he said I need my rear main seal is leaking. It's caked on. I'm like, uh do you see anything leaking? Well, no, it's caked on. I'm like, okay, thanks, buddy. You leave the caked on stuff, you leave it on there because it actually helps preserve, the surface and everything. So you leave it on there. It's not going anywhere. Um, but yeah, that kid will learn. It's an oil change place, and he seemed to be like 18, 19. Maybe he'll go on to do better. But let me throw this out there. If anybody tries to tell you one of your valve covers are leaking, ask them how many do you have, because if you have a 4-cylinder, you have one. It was just I just looked at him like, "Oh yeah, which one?" The back one. Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, they didn't do a courtesy check. He didn't know the rules, and I'm not gonna be there. He don't care, right? And consequently, I don't care either. So I know how to check my own stuff. I just wanted them to check it so I get a second opinion. But whatever. Going back, Amy's main thing for me to come on was discuss conspiracies, and the JFK thing was the main thing she wanted to talk about. And I took it to they're using JFK news, JFK stuff to cover up the UFO file. Reference dark journalist, right? And he went deep. Yeah, they were going to go JFK, and was going to go to Russia and have them all disclose all their stuff. But some kind of higher directive made them not do that and made them want to not put that out there. Ah, that was my phone. Let's see. I don't know what that was. Okay. Doing my show, can't talk right now. But I don't mean to keep leaning into the camera like that. But yeah, they and USOs, right? There's a few aspects. If you look at the whole ufology scene, right, and they're not from space, they're already here. Let's examine that a little bit. Okay. Why would they be here? Is is it because they can't get back? They won't get back, or maybe they've always been here and they live here. They just don't live here and here. They live here but not here. The Hopi said something about that. They're here but not here. That means, to me, that means they're in a different frequency, or for the Muggles, dimension. It's a different frequency. When you go into a different frequency, this stuff, all this is an illusion, right? Just like we think of AI and all these virtual environments, those are illusory to us. But what's illusory to them, right? and talking about USOs and subterranean, right? Okay, USOs and subterranean. Uh, what better way if you have the technology to live in a hostile environment, you use it because it's good to be able to live there as an option or exist there as an option. We do it. We go into deserts because we know how to build viable shelters or dig holes. Sound familiar? They know how to do that too. There's this one place, Brown Mountain, that the Hellier guys went to. By the way, shout out Hellier guys. And Weekend Weird over on Patreon, uh, they would we're able to anyway. We're able to make bunkers, make underground places, and apparently we've been able to do this for a long time. Hello, Turkey, right? Underground civilizations, 200,000 people capacity, plus livestock, plus running water and freaking plumbing of all kinds, sewer system, underground. What? That's amazing. Yeah, Tim's saying muggles rarely understand the frequency spectrum. I give up on them. Yeah, I give up on them. They don't understand it. So, but underwater, well, we can limited go underwater. We can't exist down there indefinitely because, well, it will kill us. All right. And yeah, yeah. It's all either conspiracies to avoid talking about the letter C over there. Yep. Or should I say C over there? And looks like I'm going to have to continue this into the panel because I need to make a bullet points thing because this was I've been all over the place. I've been all over the place. Um, so they're watching us. First, they don't want to be bothered, right? They don't want us to intrude on their world, and they stay out of our world. Just like how many people go to African savannas and mingle with the lions, mingle with the hyenas? We don't do that because they'll eat us. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, I'm going over some. I went on Nathan or bleh, I went on Nathan's show. I went on Amy's show the other day. It was fun. Uh, we talked about conspiracy theories of what Luna is bringing out, and well, what Trump is bringing out, but what Luna is organizing. I think she'll do a good job. I think she'll do a good job. I know she'll be stonewalled. They always stonewall, okay? Always stonewall. And but talking that's what I was doing the other day, and it was a lot of fun. Me and Amy, we tag team sometimes behind the scenes. We don't talk about it because, well, it's really oh, we like the results, right? We don't. I know I pretend to do a lot. I don't know. Do I showmanship stuff, doing stuff? I don't do a whole lot of that, and neither does she because the results speak for themselves. They're just as spectacular as anything we can put here on screen, right? And we do tag team. We talk to each other and we point each other in direct. Lately, it's been more pointing each other in directions. We tag teamed on something. Matter of fact, I think it was Atlantis a couple like last year or a little before. It is still up. It is still up. That show is still up. You can still go watch it. It is pre-recorded. Go check her Rumble because YouTube is making her take down parts with the JFK footage in there. Okay. Aussie giving me the flashing green light again. To all the spies Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. Yes, all my spies, all my uh, uh, underpaid, over expectation spies. If you're clamped in, if you're watching or listening, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Put me in the report. Make sure you get my name. It's Alan, 2 L's. Oh, what's that from? They are busy. They have things going on right now. They have things going on, and they couldn't make it. Life happens, right? So, uh, there you go, Joe. Yeah, she got called away. What do you do? And yeah, I'm wrapping it up now. Wrapping it up for the solo. I just had a really good time. I wanted to show that they call it a tripod, but it's just a face tracker camera, and I want to do some cool stuff with that. Like I the trail cam, right? I want to put one on. I wish they made one that was waterproof, right? Anybody watching that can make that happen, I'll put that as a keyword probably tomorrow. Okay, because I'm about to need coffee. Sorry. See, that's me needing coffee. So, talked about me being on Amy's show, talked about my theory with JFK, Mace, Luna. Love those two. Love those two. Give them boxing gloves and chainsaws to get through all the red tape and beat up all the naysayers. The people there's a visual for you. Nancy Mason and Luna with boxing gloves and chainsaws at their sides and on their back, and they're going through red tape. I love it. That's a great image. Uh, oh, but if it's raining, there's clouds, so you won't be using it. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I have a C Star S30 that's waterproof. What is a C? What is a C Star S30? But now I know what this means, right? I don't know what a C Star S30 is. Is that a trail cam? I'm going with some kind of a automatic camera. Oh, Monty, you didn't see what I got. What I was talking about was this. It is a face track. You put it in your tripod, right? And it's a face tracking camera. The bottom of it turns is on a motor. I don't want to turn it too much because it's cheap China plastic gears. But it's a face tracking camera, and I tripod. It's neat, but I'm still figuring out what is the purpose of this because I got two of them. Buy one get one, which is fine. It's nice and heavy, and it fits on standard threads. Okay, but I think by next week I will be putting up more trail cam video. I'm going to maybe change the location. I don't know. I might not. But yeah, everything is Hakuna Matata. We're not getting disclosure. Same old thing. I wish we were. I really do. Shout out Nancy Mace. Shout out Anna Polina Luna. I got her name out. I said it without stumbling. Shout out Anna Polina Luna. She rocks. They both rock. And shout out to Tim Burchett. Tim, it's not demonic. They're not demons. Please get away from that. S30 is an Astro camera. Okay. Cool. I don't have one of them. It sounds expensive though. All right. Well, y'all, this has been the Quantum Solo. Seems like an hour is not enough time to get most of this stuff out, you know, because not only was it me going on there, but all this other stuff that we talked about, Luna, Chris O'Leary, Burchett, all these whistleblowers, military types. By the way, they're all being steered. You know who I haven't mentioned, and I should? Elizondo there. He's got a shout out. Not really. He's got a mention on the Quantum Show. He's still on protocol. Still on protocol. Okay. A lot of these people are on protocol because they wouldn't be showing their faces if they went up against the US government. Right? Look at what happened with the Boeing guys. Watching you. Well, they're watching me too. And so they're cheap as chips. That is an expression on your side of the pond. He is in the UK. I don't know specifically where, but he's in the UK over England ways. And cheap as chips. Okay. Well, he has put up a link, and I trust that it's a working link. It's Facebook. Wales. Okay. Wales. One of these days I'll remember that, dude. Not England. Okay, right. Y'all got the doctor. Y'all got Torchwood. I get it. I'm just a I'm a Norteño, right? Hear that big accent? Norteño. Yeah. Also different chips, bro. It's a whole big you stay on your side of the pond. You red coat. All right, y'all. That is the Quantum Show, Quantum Solo. Talked about a bunch of stuff. I had a good time. I ran out of coffee. And like and subscribe if you're here, you're Quantum. If you want to support the show, because hardware is gotten. The new webcam is one of those things that is gotten. And it is coffee time. Okay. But PayPal link is in the description, along with Buy Me a Coffee. I'm still working on how to get these shirts out. I have 10 Don't Butter the Bread of Confusion shirts. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. And it looks like I'm going to have to list them one at a time, completely all the way. I don't know how to do the shipping on Etsy or Coffee. Okay. I will check out the picture when I get a chance. Thanks, Monty. Thanks, everybody. If you're here, you are Quantum. I will talk to y'all in the panel. Hey, Clip C. I'll be talking to y'all in the panel. I am not sure who's going to show up, but am I ever? And that's it. Talk to y'all soon. And me and Spirit Amy are pushing buttons. Spirit Amy. I wonder if she ever listens to the stuff I say here. Pushing buttons. Yep. That's it. Pushing buttons. Take it easy. See you on the panel.